UMI subframe connector install for 82 through 92 Camaro. Here we go. All right, here we are, guys. You've been screaming at me for 2 years to put subframe connectors on Chaos Theory here, so today we're going to do it. We're going to show you how to do it, and we're going to do it in Brad's garage. No lift. Yeah, no lift. We're doing it on jack stands. You guys remember Brad? He does all my welding for me. Happens to be my cousin too, so works out pretty good for me. So we're going to start by getting this girl on jack stands and ramps. When you install these, you need the car to be under its own weight. Like, you want the suspension holding the car. So you don't want jack stands under the axle or under the subframe. You want the car to be sitting on the wheels. The best way we've thought to do that over here without a lift is you know, just putting it on 4 ramps. So we're going to go ahead and get it on ramps, and then we'll move on to installing the bars. All right, guys, so initially we've got the front on ramps. The back here, we're going to have to take the control arm bolt here out. So what you've got to do initially is get the back off the ground and support it with jack stands. You can kind of see where I got it, not on the outer subframe where the subframe connectors are going to go, but on the inner subframe here we got jacks, and then we got jacks kind of supporting the axle. So hopefully when we take these bolts loose, you know, our axle just don't go wherever it wants to. Now, a big problem on these cars is, over the years, people will try to use flat jacks to jack them up right here on these pinch welds, and that's actually what Ray's doing over there right now. Is he's trying to straighten these pinch welds back out where they were bent up, so the subframe connector will fit in there. But as soon as he gets that one straightened out, we're going to go ahead and take the bolt out of the lower control arm up here on the subframe, and we're going to start over on the here on the driver's side. The driver's side is going to be the easiest because it's one solid piece instead of having 3 pieces to weld in. Okay, so we got the driver's side subframe connector kind of sitting up here, just dry fitting it to see where we need to grind. Ray's marking the hell out of it. Yeah, Ray's marking it with a soapstone there, because we're going to have to grind. We're going to have to grind the subframe of the car, of course, to weld, and we're also going to have to grind some of the powder coat off the subframe connector. You obviously can't weld through paint. So over here on the passenger side, we're going to go ahead and mark it too. The passenger side, you've actually got an extra piece to weld on here. They design it that way, so I guess you can kind of move this around to clear your exhaust. We obviously don't have exhaust, but got to do it anyway. It's too big of a pain trying to hold all these parts steady and mark them. We just kept moving stuff around, so we decided to go ahead and bolt this one in at the back. So you want me to jack it up? Just a little. That's it. That's good right there. Okay. So this is a 3/4 inch bolt here. You'll need 3/4 inch wrench and 3/4 inch ratchet, or 2 3/4 inch wrenches, and just put you a little bit of pressure on your rear end back here, and then this guy will slide in and out pretty easy. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out and put our subframe connector up here and slide the bolt back in. So we're gonna have to do a little bending and tweaking, guys, but I mean, you know, you're talking about a 25-year-old car, so things are bent, things are tweaked a little. This is just the stuff you're going to run into unless you've got a, you know, perfect low mile car that's never been driven.
We got a lot of redneck ingenuity in here, though. We'll get it figured out.
We're good. As you can see back here, we just run the bolt through. So it's bolted up back here, it's just not tightened down. Then we're using a jack to kind of hold this bar up while Ray was getting that bar situated. So basically we're going to have to weld that small bar to the subframe connector before we put the subframe connector in here.
Right. That's right.
Otherwise,
we get it in there where it goes,
marked.
and we'll tack it to the other one. After I grind it, we'll stick it all back in there because you got to pull that one out anyway.
Okay, well that's what we'll do then.
No, you won't have to pull it out. I can probably.
We'll leave this right here then, and you can tack it. But then we got to pull it out because you're gonna have to weld over on the top on this one.
We'll figure it out.
I've got it marked where it needs to be ground.
All right, let's do one side at a time.
Okay, we'll do that side over there first.
Yeah.
Ray swinging Brad Bell's bell. His bell sack. His donger.
Yes, donger. I don't know what you call it. It's probably got a name, but I don't know what you call it. Just FYI, that's for no. You ain't supposed to do this with a cutting blade.
Alright, so Brad's got everything grinded down here on the driver's side, so we're about to bolt it in down there and stick it up here and weld it. Let's break these loose. Oh, man, I got them tight last time.
That bolt's hot. Almost off.
Need to bend it, son.
Yeah, make sure about that one. You got that crescent wrench?
The big one? Yeah, here's a big one.
We'll bang that out when we need to leave it like it was. Yeah, she's up there.
Now we want to leave these loose. We do not want to tighten these up until the car is under its own weight. So here in a minute, what we're going to do is we're going to put ramps under the back wheels so that the suspension is supporting itself before we start welding. The reason we're doing that is because you don't want the subframe or the body to be tweaked at all while you're putting these subframe connectors in, because once you weld these in, if the body's slightly tweaked while you're doing it, then the body's slightly tweaked forever. All right, so we've got the back end supporting its own weight now, so the car's fairly level and supporting its own weight. Up here, we're using a jack. You don't want to jack too hard because, again, you don't want to tweak the body, but we're using the jack just enough to push the subframe connector up where it's making contact everywhere we need it to make contact, hopefully. So we do have a little gap right here. Brad's fixing to check out, and once we get that figured out, he's going to start laying the weld to it. Then once it's welded, we'll go ahead and tighten up our bolts here. Again, you want to tighten, and this goes pretty much for any suspension, guys. You always want to tighten it while it's under load. You don't ever want to tighten it while the rear end's just hanging or anything. Your wife just gave us 2 pieces of information about you.
Yeah.
She said she said you're good at getting into tight places, and she said you're really good at filling gaps.
Yeah, like I said, they're both true.
So you can see trying to get that gap pulled out, he's having to use a assortment of clamps there, but he's about got all the gap out of it. Just putting all this on camera so you guys kind of know what you're getting into. I think I might have said it earlier, but you know, every one of these cars is going to be slightly different. Nothing's going to fit perfect, so you're always going to have to do a little bit of tweaking. Some cars you're going to have to do a little more. This car probably needed subframe connectors a couple hundred horsepower ago, and I've been running the hell out of it since. So you know, it's possible we may have even tweaked the subframe just a little bit on some of our launches, so that might have something to do with it. But ultimately, you know, old car, stuff's going to be twisted. Manufacturing tolerances are going to be different, and you're going to have to do a little tweaking to get these things in here. So explain what we're doing here. The angle's not lining up just right.
It ain't just right. No, man, I get that. It's hitting up here. And if you got this part where it's sitting good, it's actually sitting like that. So you got a big ass gap back here. And that ain't nothing I'd really rather fill in. I'd rather split this, open that up, tack it to it where it needs to go, and then weld that back up.
Sounds good. Split open a little bit. It'll move now. Alright, so you can kind of see what Brad did there on this side. Got the angle welded up a little bit better where it fits in nicer. Over here, he's got everything clamped up, getting ready to weld this side in. Just about got her knocked out. Over here on this side, we went ahead and shot some red paint on all the welds. A little bit on the frame too, just covering up all the bare spots. Turned out really nice. All right, guys, there we go. Passenger side is on as well. We went ahead, went back here. You want to torque these lower control arm bolts here and nuts. You want to torque those to 72 foot-pounds. But that's pretty much it. Now, they do tell you to run a bead right here. We've not done that yet, but to be honest, we're kind of over it for the night, and we got some more work to do on the car later on the rear end. So we're just going to hold off on that and probably pick it up next time we're under here. But that's it, guys. That's all there is to it. There was a lot of kind of cutting, bending, beating stuff around, but like I said earlier in the video, no two of these cars are exactly the same. So when they build these things, they just kind of try to find a happy medium, and you know, sometimes you got to do a little work to make them fit. But overall, I'm pretty dang happy with it. I think they look good. They're definitely nice and solid, and we're looking forward to hopefully doing some really hard trans brake launches without twisting this thing up. Wanted to give a huge shout out to my cousin Brad. Thanks again, brother.
It's all right. I don't know what you said before.
That's it, guys. That's the UMI subframe connectors installed on Chaos Theory. I'm going to end this video now. If you want to purchase some of these, I will put links in the video description. I'll also put a link for UMI's website if you want to go straight to them instead of one of my eBay links. And now I think we're going to get the car down and take it for a little test drive. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks once again for watching. Now get out in the garage, get something done, and I'll see you next time here on Bad Luck Garage.